Alright, we got it on. It's looking good. It's working properly. Now let's jump into a review of this comm unit so you can get the information that you need to know if this thing is really worth it for you or not. Alright, what's going on YouTube? BKLO is back in the building. And we are picking it up from a usual location out here in Brooklyn early in the morning, currently 7 a.m. Super quiet out here. And you know, I figured what better time to do my video on the Lexin FT4 Pro than right now on a beautiful, beautiful early fall morning out here in Brooklyn. As you can see, things are weird as usual. Got underwear ads, got shout out to my homegirl over there. While I was going into the bodega, she was sitting there chilling, and she said she'd keep an eye on my bike for me while I went inside and got my breakfast sandwiches. That's why they say spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. We got a lot of good people out here, man. Oh, those early morning miles. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. My friends will tell you, and I mean, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm definitely an early riser. Alright, so, let's kind of get into it. This video is going to be chopped up into 3 parts. So, part number 1, and we'll segue into it in a second, is we'll just do kind of like a brief unboxing, just so you guys could kind of see when you actually purchase this comm unit, what you're gonna get in the box, etc. I'm not gonna go crazy detail. I'm not gonna like give you the measurements of everything in there and the specific specs of everything, but I'll just tell you what you need to know and what you can expect to find when you purchase a premium comm unit such as the Lexin FT4 Pro. Then after that, we'll do a quick little install video, installing it onto this helmet that I'm currently running right now, the Simpson Pony Boy. And then what we'll do is we'll hop back on the bike and we will talk about, and we'll give it a brief review. I'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then hopefully you can make an informed choice of whether or not this is the comm unit for you. So as we kind of pass through our Brooklyn streets right here, why don't we jump forward into the first segment of the video, which is going to be the unboxing. But what I'll do right now is I'll kind of list the time frame for each of the different parts of the video. So if you want to jump around, like say you just want to see the review, you don't need to see the unboxing or the install, you can just jump straight to that. So here's the time frames. So hopefully you, the viewer, can make an informed decision of what you need to see. And yeah, I hope that's helpful for you guys. So, let's leave Brooklyn. Let's go back in time into a random shed in the Catskill Mountains, and let's unbox this unit and see what we're working with. Alright, take it away.
Flashback.
Okay, so here we are. You know, we don't usually do unboxings like this, but hey, why not? We got our Simpson Ghost Bandit Pony Boy. Just started running this thing not too long ago. I figured what better way to break it in than with a Lexin FT4 Pro. So we're going to unbox the dual pack so you guys could see exactly what you could expect to get in here straight out of the box. Then we'll do a little install, and then we'll go out and we'll run it and we'll see what we're working with. So you're seeing what I'm seeing. Brand new dual pack. You got your pretty good rundown of what this thing is capable of. You know, you got 4-rider conference, water resistant, trim light design, so it looks really cool in the dark. Noise canceling, compatible with Siri, love that. Bluetooth compatibility, 15-hour battery life, 1.2 miles of range, interchangeable microphone, utility lamp with the SOS strobe, Type-C quick charge. Okay, so a lot going on here. Couple differences from the FT4, which is what I'm running on my Shoei RF1200, so I'm excited to run the FT4 Pro. But let's get inside this thing, let's see what we're working with. Okay, so it's pretty cool. Cool packaging. A good reminder, make sure when you're installing this thing to fully insert the jack. Make sure you hear a click. But we got that nice felt packaging. I wish you could feel this. You know, it just feels like you're getting a real premium product here. Nothing like some nice felt on your motorcycle products. And that's it. We have the 2 units. Okay, so unit 1, I'm going to install this. See the little light here? I doubt that this thing is powered up. Oh my god, look at that. Actually has batteries. That's wild. The one thing, you know, and again, this is just an unboxing. I'm getting off topic. I just want to see how that light actually goes on, because I've never run. Oh, it's that easy. I didn't even look. It's literally tap A 2 times and you're gonna get this awesome LED lighting. Wow, Lexin, so cool, so cool. All right, let's turn this thing off. So this one I'm gonna save later. Jen's gonna get that one on her Biltwell lane splitter, but this one's gonna go onto our Simpson Ponyboy. What do they give us besides this nice recommendation to fully insert the jack? Well, you have your fast talk for riders, good little cheat codes, some good little cheat codes here. You know, this is really helpful. I usually keep this in one of my bags just to remind myself of some of this stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of commands here and you kind of want to have this. So you could either take a picture of this, keep it in your phone, which I did on my last Sturgis trip, or you could actually just take it with you. But again, there's a lot of stuff that this thing does. So this is something good to keep on hand. I wouldn't throw this away. So you got the quick manual here. You got the full-on user guide. You know, this seems like some good late-night reading when you settle down with a nice glass of wine or a LaCroix or something non-alcoholic. But yep, a lot going on here. Very, very exhaustive, from installing it properly to, I don't know, all the different connections and stuff. There's a lot going on here. It's pretty exhaustive. Alright, so what do we have here? Okay, so you have a bag for all your microphones. You got some 3M in here. You have this full-on mic setup here. You know, usually I don't use the stem mic that they give you, but you do have your headphones in here. These come attached to the 3M. These will go in the ear slots in the helmet. But yeah, what I usually do is, like I said, I don't use this mic, so I take this off, put this to the side for now. I use this one, so we'll plug this in. That's going to be the mic that we go with, a little bit lower profile, goes straight into the chin of the helmet. Also in that bag, you have your cord, so you could charge this thing. It looks like they changed up the charging unit for the FT4 Pro. It's the same thing that the new MacBooks use and a bunch of other new products use, so we'll put that aside. So we'll put this stuff aside. Okay, you have your brackets. This is something we are going to need later on. Okay, so here's one bracket, as well as the backing here. Alright, then you have the backing for the bracket. It's going to lock onto the helmet. And one thing that I love is, man, they give us the correct Allen key. So I don't have to go searching in my dad's toolbox for the correct Allen key. It's right here when you need it. So good job, Lexin, for providing that. So backing with, looks like more screws than you need. They give you 4, you only need 2 for this job. And then you have the mirror thing in the other slot for your other FT4 Pro. So there you go. Pretty much everything you need is in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to only keep out the things that we absolutely need right now. So anything else will go in here. Like this mic, we don't necessarily need this right now. This sticky back with the 3M tape, don't need that. Not sure what that's actually for. Then you got some other things in here, some extra 3M tape, some stuff to run the wires through. Put that away for now. Now our user guide. Come on, bro. I'm a millennial. You know I don't need that. So that'll go in here. And we'll put Jen's unit back in here. We'll install that for her another day. Close this up. And boom. Okay, so first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go into this helmet. We're going to need to remove all paddings, all liner. So let's do that now. Okay, so pads and liner removed. If you have a Simpson Ghost Bandit, you know how easy that is. So that took 3 seconds. Now we're all set to start installing this thing. First thing we're going to install is the speakers. These go, you know, like the Simpson Ghost Bandit, like a lot of other helmets, you know, it has the cutouts. So these are perfect for these speakers. So these will go right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the 3M tape. I'm just going to install these speakers, put them on with the 3M tape, and then I'm going to make sure I have enough slack with the wiring so that this all feeds in properly. I'm just going to let some of this out because this is going to need to reach a little bit further than how we have it. Pull this out a little bit. That should be good. And I have plenty of room for my microphone. And I mean, I could just leave this untied. It's not going to be a terrible amount of wiring to have all over the place, so could do that for now. And then kind of tidy it up once we get everything connected. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. So we have our speakers in. Let's put our liner back in the helmet. Okay, so we have our liner back installed. Now it's time to put our cheek pads back in. Okay, so cheek pad number 1 installed. And notice I did put the jack over here because I know I wanted to put my unit on this side of the helmet. So it would be something like this. So my unit would be here. And then this guy is just going to plug right into here just like that. So not a terrible amount of slack there, right? Alright, so that's a little bit better, you know, putting that wiring from the headphones underneath the liner, you know. And don't worry if you don't catch things like that the first time. I usually like to just get everything on and run it first and then clean it up after that. But I figured while we're here, let's just take care of it and do it right. Then what we could do from there is we could fish any excess wiring back into the cheek pad. But what I like to do is, you know, we're here. Why don't we zip tie this guy while we're here just to kind of eliminate any excess wiring. Okay, so zip tied that. Let's bury this in our cheek pad. Okay. First cheek pad is in. Let's take our mic and let's attach our mic to where we want it. I like it dead center because the Simpson Ghost Bandit has these little vents on the side where you could get some wind. So we're going to put it dead center here. And then the thing that I love is they just have that 3M tape right on there so you don't even have to worry about it. And boom. Got that sucker in there with minimal wiring. Very cool. Alright, let's load in our other cheek pad. And while we're here, before we fully load in this cheek pad, okay, so we got our headphones set up, we got our mic set up, you know. Now we just got to attach this thing. So here's the thing you need to know if you're running a Simpson Ghost Bandit. You're probably saying to yourself, BK Low, what are you doing? You had that cheek pad off and you didn't even attach it? Why would you do that? Alright, so what I like to do is snug these screws on first. Okay, so these are snugged on, obviously not tight. That's because I want to slide this up into here, you know, to a position that I like, and then once I'm happy with it, then I can start tightening. Okay, doesn't really seem like I'm going to be able to get any higher than that, so let's start tightening it down. Okay, we got it tight, and yeah, that's not going anywhere. Alright, let's put our unit on. This snaps right on like so. Alright, got our unit snapped on. Let's put the jack in to the headphone port, which connects to both the headphones and the microphone. And then yeah, you just want to make sure that that's in all the way. Alright, so there we go. We have it installed. I could already hear it. Looks like they changed the voice to a female. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. You know, test out the light. Light looks good. And wow, it's saying battery is 100%. That is crazy, man. How could this thing be on 100% battery straight out of the box? So shout out to Lexin. I'll power it off. And that's it. That's my little install video on how to get this thing on. As you can see, there's really not a lot involved. And that's it, man. Got it installed. We're looking good. Alright, so there's your installation. Why don't we go ahead and let's take this thing out on the road, and I could tell you a little bit about what I like about it and who I recommend it for. Let's check it out. Alright, flash forward to the future. Back here in Brooklyn. Alright, we got it on. It's looking good. It's working properly. Now let's jump into a review of this comm unit so you can get the information that you need to know if this thing is really worth it for you or not. So look, you don't have to watch the whole review if you don't want to know my feeling on it. I'm not gonna like withhold that information from you. I'll tell you from the get-go, I hands down think this is the best comm unit in the game for many, many reasons, many of which I'm just not even going to have time to talk to you guys about because they can be separate videos themselves. But hands down, I was running the Lexin FT4 before the FT4 Pro for a while, and then once they came out with this, it kind of just solidified it in my mind, and for me as a rider, that yeah, this is definitely the best comm unit I've ever run. But it's one thing for me to say that. Let me tell you specifically why that is. The first reason, and I say this about some of my bikes, but it is 100% louder than everything else. The biggest problem I've had with different comm units in the past is especially if you're rocking a loud helmet in terms of wind noise, and if you're riding a loud bike like a Dyna with a 110 in it and some cams and a Fab 28 Peter Gunz special. That's a whole lot of noise. You guys know. So what that means is I've run comm units in the past where with the wind noise and then with the exhaust and everything else that comes along with it, I mean, Brooklyn streets like this are loud to begin with, even at 7 in the morning. At the end of the day, with all that, it's like, yeah, it sounds like a whisper to me. I don't even know what song is playing. I don't even know who I'm talking to. I don't even know who I am anymore. But when you get yourself the Lexin FT4 Pro, you'll notice immediately that you're probably not even going to need to throw that dial up to 11. You know, it's super loud. They got you covered in that regard, and I haven't found a comm unit that's been as loud as the FT4 Pro. And mind you, the riding I've been doing lately, heavy mileage days, fast speeds, I've been rocking earplugs for most of that. If I turn this thing, if I crank it all the way up to 11, it's enough to get through those earplugs where I can hear clearly, especially for the phone calls and for the rider-to-rider communication. So first thing I gotta tell you guys about this thing is what you're probably wondering, and that is the loudness. This thing is very loud, which is what you need if you are exposing yourself to a lot of noise, which we do. Okay, so thing number 2 that I really like about the Lexin FT4, the FT4 Pro, and this is something that I didn't even think about, but now when I think back to my past experiences with comm units, I love the fact that you don't need an app to run this comm unit. So again, I remember in the past using specific comm units, it's like, alright, I gotta download this app. Okay, now I got this like super clunky app that's not user friendly that I have to sync up a million other things to. And at the end of the day, I just want to take the comm unit and throw it in the trash because I'm so frustrated with these third-party apps that are basically just like an unnecessary middleman that complicate the whole thing. Lexin has got you covered in that regard. What that means is when you throw this unit out of the box, you literally turn it on, you go to your Bluetooth settings in your phone, you find the comm unit, click that comm unit, and boom, that's it. You're connected. No app necessary. It's that easy. So I just love the fact that Lexin doesn't require you to go through some unnecessary middleman of an app. You know, they got you covered in that regard. You know, it's like so easy that a monkey can figure it out. Dude, that would be sick though, like a monkey in a Simpson helmet rocking a Lexin. I don't know, man. We got big goals for 2020, big goals. Alright, so thing number 3 that I love about this unit, and I talked to you a little bit about this just in terms of like installation, but I love how user-friendly this unit is while on the bike. And what I mean by that is, I've been running the units for years and I've never had to open up the user manual just because it's so intuitive of how to get this thing going if you just play around with it for a couple of minutes. So let me show you what I mean, right? I'm on the road, I'm doing my highway speeds, say I want to hear my music. Okay, that's one click. So it's that easy. And I don't know if you guys can hear that music. I can definitely hear it loud and clear. Say I want to turn it off. That's it, one click. Obviously, I don't know why you would want to turn that off. That was Power Trip from Texas, one of my favorite bands, R.I.P. Riley, rest in power. But yeah, that easy to just get your music going and turn it off. And there's just so many other features that are just so easy to just access. Again, regardless of what you're doing. Like I'm doing highway speeds right now. I don't want to have to fumble with this thing. we have to do a lot of tactical maneuvering out here in New York City when the traffic is heavy. I don't want to have to fumble with this thing. Lexin has made it so accessible to the rider, whether you're in a high pressure situation or whether you're just riding into the sunrise at 7 in the morning. So, shout out to Lexin, and again, I only just gave you one example, which is just toggling the music on and off. There's plenty of other things. Like if I have Jen on the back and I just hit this A button right here, it's gonna immediately connect us just like that. So if I need to talk to her and it's like, hey, I think now's about the time we need to pull over and slam a cold brew, boom, hit A, tell her what she needs to know, she tells me what I need to know, we pull over, do what we gotta do, hit A again, we're back on our ride. That easy, man. So user friendly. As compared to other comm units I've used in the past, it's like I have to enter the matrix just to connect with the person I'm riding with. It's crazy, man, but they make it really easy. Okay, so thing number 4 that I really like about this comm unit, and that's the fact that, again, just by hitting one button, it can connect to, whether you have an iPhone or an Android, the feature where you give a voice command to your phone and then your phone takes it from there. On the iPhone it's called Siri, I don't know what it's called in the Android. So here's what I mean. I'm heading to Long Island right now. I know my mom's home, I haven't seen her in a while. Before we did this ride, I picked up some breakfast sandwiches for her and I. It's also 7 in the morning, she's probably sleeping right now. I should probably give her a call and tell her I'm coming. Oh, but I'm on my bike. How am I going to do that? My phone's in my pocket. No problem. The Lexin FT4 has us covered. All you gotta do is this center button right here. Hold it down until you hear your voice command system activate in your phone. Call mom. Hey. Good morning. I'm heading to the island right now. I got some breakfast sandwiches. You want to eat breakfast with me really quick? I don't know, I'll probably be there in like a half hour or so. Alright, I'll see you in about a half hour. Alright, bye. And just like that, my mom, well, I definitely just woke her up out of a dead sleep. Sorry about that, Mom. But just like that, I didn't have to hop off my bike. I didn't have to do anything special. I literally held down one button, told my phone who I wanted to call, made the call, and here we go. Dude, that's so funny that I called my mom on a motorcycle motovlog. Hey, listen, you guys know my dad gets a lot of love on this channel. We gotta give mom some love too. I've used that feature so many times on the road for various different reasons. So, I just love the fact that the Lexin FT4 gives you the opportunity to connect with your phone and engage with your phone in that way. Alright, so thing number 5 that I like about Lexin and the FT4, this is more kind of about the company themselves and the type of company that they are. I just love that company and the way that they handle business and the way that they represent themselves. And here's what I mean by that. Like, they definitely have a big social media presence. You'll see them on Instagram, you'll see them updating their Instagram, etc. But not only do they just stake out a social media presence, but they're super accessible on Instagram. So if you have any questions, you could DM them. They'll probably get back to you within minutes. Whereas a lot of companies will not offer that, you know? And not only that, but they're a company that 100% has their finger on the pulse of what's relevant and what's interesting right now within our riding base. So what do I mean by that? Well, go out to Instagram, see the people who are running these units, see the events that Lexin is setting booths up at. It's all the coolest people in the game, and it's all the coolest events in the game. What do I mean by that? Well, yeah, go to Sturgis, they're gonna have their event set up. Go to East Coasting, they're gonna have their tent set up. Take a look at Sea Bear Stunts, right? The dude who just won the Bell Brawl for whipping around a road glide. and setting the pavement on fire. Oh, look at that! Not only is he running a Lexin FT4 Pro and his helmet, but he's also rocking a Lexin t-shirt. So that's what I'm trying to say is they're a great company. They have their finger on the pulse, you know, and they're more just a company that's offering you a premium product that's designed by riders, for riders in mind. Again, I just like the fact that as a company, you know, they're out there in the motorcycle community. They're putting themselves in there, in the types of rides that we go to, in the types of events that we go to know what we want. And that's a company that I can stand behind. So I 100% support Lexin Moto. Good people all around. I mean, look, man, even if you happen to be just going about your ride in Brooklyn and see the US rep Mark from Lexin at a bodega, you could pull up, he'll shake your hand, and he'll tell you what you need to know. Hey, I'm glad I caught you.
What's up, my guy?
I didn't want to leave without us getting a picture. They're good people, man. Accompanied by the riders, for the riders. And not only that, but let me save you some money. When you go to the Lexin website, use this discount code, and this will save you quite a bit of money when you go to buy this comm unit. Tell them FXDLS Brooklyn sent you, and that's it, man. If you're really going out there and you're really trying to stay low, you got to stay connected first. But as always, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. I've been running this unit for a long time. I'm sure I can answer it. If I can't answer it, like I said, shoot them in a message on Instagram. I'm sure they can answer it. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there and stay low. Embrace a positive mental attitude. Listen to the bad brands. Best way to listen to the bad brands is on your Lexin FT4 Pro, doing highway speeds on your motorcycle. And on that, BK Low is out.